So we've been talking about these Stanley Tumblers and the obsession with them and, people going crazy over these things. Well, a mom in Ohio has a daughter. She's 9 years old, and she's getting bullied at school for having a generic version of the Stanley Tumblers. They got her a $10 knockoff version from Walmart for Christmas, but then a bunch of her friends made fun of her at school after they all got real ones. This is an Ohio mom, and here's what she had to say on TikTok.
This is the cup that we got our daughter for Christmas. This is not a Stanley. This is a $9.98 Walmart cup that she said she thought was cute. She is 9 years old. On the second day back to school after Christmas break, she comes home. She's just upset. Girls in her grade, she said 9-10 of them all got Stanleys for Christmas, and they made sure to let her know that this is not a real Stanley, that this is fake, and it's not as cool. She asks if she can have a real Stanley. Do I think that a 9-year-old needs a Stanley? No. Do I have one? Yes, I have one. That being said, before you come at me, if you're a mom, if you're a parent, and you can do something to keep your child from getting made fun of, to help fit in, you're gonna do it. So we went and bought her a 30-ounce Stanley. Can we afford to buy her a Stanley? Yes. Did I think that she needed one? No. Apparently I've been proven wrong by the children in our school that are making fun of her for not having a real name brand Stanley.
Oh my gosh. Boy, it starts young, doesn't it?
Here, I will say that I did see a trend researcher or whatever say once a trend, a Gen Z trend, which are people up to age 25, they're the ones who start these big, huge trends. Right. Once it reaches the millennial moms and goes all the way down to Gen Alpha tweens, the trend is over. So it's done. It is exhausted. But among those tweens and among those like 9-year-olds like this woman's talking about, it's super hot still.
Right.
So you do have to deal, I think, with that peer pressure if you have a kid who's that age.
Now, she said, she got it for her, because she wanted to stop the teasing. But is that a good lesson for the kid?
I don't know. I tell you, I have a lot of sympathy for her because when you are that age, it is of utmost importance that you feel like you are not being excluded, not being made fun of. It is really traumatic. And if you can save your kid from that, not all people can, because not everybody can afford a Stanley Cup.
Right.
Just for the fun of it.
$40. Now, who's to blame? Well, she's got a theory on that, too.
This doesn't start with the kids. This starts with parents, with moms. What are we teaching our kids? You better believe that if our 9-year-old daughter came home and somehow we found out that she made fun of another girl at school for not having something name brand, whether it's a Stanley, Lululemon, Uggs, I don't care what it is. We would be calling the family. We would be making her write a note to apologize. We would make her apologize in person because that's not what we do in this household.
Well, see, and that's the problem is most of the time you don't find that out. You have no idea that your kid's at school bullying
I'm
other
sure
kids.
most parents are shocked if they ever find out their kid was a bully.
It's, it happens, though. I mean, because the children in our household were lying, there was a time where they had to forego their iPhone for, hi, here's your track phone. And I get made fun of for having it. And in my opinion, I go, not my effing problem. Because I understand the reason why you have the track phone.
Yeah.
And perhaps if your moron friends wouldn't have contributed to the problem, you wouldn't have the track phone.
But you're doing it as a form of, you're teaching them. It's a teaching moment. And discipline, exactly. That's the word. Yeah. Discipline. For this little 9-year-old, the mom's like, we can afford it. But you should have got her one to start with because you knew what the trend was, Mom. But you didn't. You got her a Walmart one because it was cute.
But see, where do you draw the line, though? Because if you're trying to teach, our biggest thing that we've struggled with is just because somebody else has it doesn't mean you have to have it. And if you can't afford it, then oh well. You have to learn. You know what? I've said it 1,000 times, I would love nothing more than to have an Audi R8 Roadster in my driveway. But guess what? I don't have $200,000 laying around to go buy one.
But are every one of your coworkers making fun of you for not having one?
Just you.
Yeah, it's tricky. I think that's a good point, Thick, because it is a tricky thing because us as adults, we know that folding to peer pressure and bullying and all that is disgusting, and you don't want, you want to feel like you would have the strength, and maybe you do as an adult, to stand up to bullying, which does continue to happen through adulthood, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure it's absolutely awful now.
So, yeah, I'm just saying that as a 9-year-old kid, though, most of us can put ourselves in that place where it's a water bottle, and if you can afford to do it and you can help your kid out in this one instance, why wouldn't you, as a parent, try to relieve that?
We've all, everybody in this room, everybody listening's been in that place, so we need to get a break, but that's our question. What was it when you were in school? Because you're talking about designer clothes. I know with my daughter it was the UGG boots, all the shoes, everything. What did you have to have for me and at Grove City when I was in high school? It was Guess jeans and Jordache jeans and Nikes. I mean, those were three of the big ones.
Jordans.
Yeah. Yep. Man. I tell you, I have always said life got so much easier when I stopped giving a damn what a bunch of other people thought.
No.
I mean, it just made life so much easier.
You're not the only one. Gen X alert off the text wall. When we were kids, you got what you got. There was no choice, mostly hand-me-downs, donations, blue light specials once a year, and our parents worked their asses off and would never disrespect them by complaining about something as unimportant as trends. If we wanted something unaffordable, we got up, we worked our asses off to get it. Yes, there were jerks that made fun of others, but we grew thick skin and learned not to do that because of it. So,
yeah.
I feel back when I was in elementary and junior high, which was the 70s, I don't remember people being bullied for what they had or didn't have. They were bullied for what they looked like.
Yes.
Any type of facial feature or bodily feature that wasn't considered normal. That's what people honed in on. Something you could not change. Something you could not do anything about, and people were relentlessly bullied over it. I don't recall being bullied over fashion trends, although there were fashion trends that I absolutely was desperate to get in on. And number one, 1977, 7th grade, I had to have a pair of clogs. I was desperate for a pair of clogs. It's all I wanted. And I got money for Christmas. My mom took me to Northland Mall. I went to Tom McCann and I bought a pair of maroon leather clogs. They were the greatest thing I had ever owned up to that point. I just was so ecstatic to be able to have those clogs.
And was it because of how comfortable they were or what they looked like, or is it just because you had them
they were
and
not
everybody
comfortable.
saw them?
Were not comfortable. I just wanted them. I wanted to be part of what was cool.
That trend.
Then. And
All
it
right.
really made me feel so happy and so good. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but bullying people for not having it, that's the thing that makes you sick.
I remember in the 90s, my mom, we would get school clothes, but I know, if I wanted Abercrombie, let's say, I had to work for that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I had a full-time paying job, but I had to, hey, Mom, how do I earn $35 to buy this shirt? Okay. And I had to go above and beyond what my chores were. Because the problem that we've had with the kids, too, is, well, I'll just unload the dishwasher a couple of times and I'll fold. I'm not paying you to do what you should be doing anyway. Let's get that clear. But I had to work for anything bonus. And I had one Abercrombie shirt. And truth be told, I still have it. It hangs in my closet right now. I don't think I can wear it, but I still have it. And, but I only had one, where everybody else might have been outfitted head to toe in it. I had one, but I was taught at least that, I can want other things and I can have expensive things and I can want expensive things, but there comes a price to that where you have to work for it and buy it.
All right. So we're getting plenty of texts here. And Larry mentioned one that I had forgotten about was starter jackets. That was big when I was in high school. Starter jackets were huge.
Chris just said, did Kelly just let everyone know she's 59? I've never made that a secret. I am proudly 59 years old. And Chris, are you trying to bully me over something I can't control?
No.
I'm 59 years old. I love being 59.
You would never
kidding?
know it. You wouldn't know it in a million
I don't even
years.
care, though, bro. I don't care if I look 65.
Bro.
It doesn't matter to me.
I love bro.
You got a bro, Chris.
I don't understand the whole age thing. Isn't it glorious to be able to grow older, that you have that like privilege?
I for one hope I don't live to see 59. So
you say
we're
that
in
now.
different perspectives on things. That's for sure. Josh said 4th and 5th grade, I got bullied because we were all going through puberty and I was the only one that didn't have zits. You know, so people will always find something to bully.
Yeah, that's what Kelly was talking about.
I agree with Kelly because even like I was the last one, and then if you remember in the 90s, like midway through the 90s, that's when the side trend, the goatee trend happened, where everybody had sideburns and a goatee, except this guy, because I couldn't grow facial hair. So I had I couldn't grow facial hair, and I had like no leg hair either. So the rumor went around was that I shaved my legs for football, which was not true. I just didn't grow hair. And then when I finally did start to get sideburns, I was like, oh yeah.
Jeez.
Can't grow the goatee, but look at these bad boys.
Brand name Trapper Keeper and the old school Lisa Frank folders. I remember those.
Oh, Lisa Frank folders. Yes. Well, I got to look them up.
Yeah.
Cortland Sean said Westland 87 Swatch watches, Hypercolor, and Coca-Cola shirts.
Yes. The Lisa Frank folders.
Yeah.
I remember those. I think I was a little old for that, but I absolutely remember those.
Jen in Lancaster said the Guess jeans. We also had a text for JNCO jeans. And Summer said in elementary school, it was the Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Someone said the blue shoes with the white stripes that Starsky wore, and Starsky and Hutch. Erica had clogs too.
Yes.
Aaron, class of 99, Tommy Hilfiger, and Doc Martens.
Hilfiger?
Matt said he
Hilfiger
remembered
or whatever.
Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah.
I can tell. I found the guy who never wore Tommy Hilfiger. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We had the Matt said he remembered people getting robbed left and right for starter coats. I remember that, and I remember people getting their Jordans stolen
Getting
all the time.
shots.
That was
Yes, I remember that
same
too.
With the Raiders starter jackets.
Dang. That's hardcore.
yeah.
Don't you feel like over the years, though, it's like somebody has found our weaknesses and exploited them to be so much more expensive to fulfill now that... I don't know, like in clothing and in like makeup for women, it's like you can't just have the Kroger. You can't go to Kroger to get your makeup now. You have to go to Sephora and spend 9 times more to get the same kind of thing.
But I think this is where iPhones and social media and everything else have messed things up. And because Ryan on our Facebook wall, and I agree with this 1,000%, F fitting in. Who cares what other people think? If they only like you for what you have, then they're ish people and you shouldn't be worried about them. And I 100% agree, but I think it got to the point where it wasn't until my senior year in high school where I finally was like, I'm never going to talk to these people again in most cases for the rest of my life. So why do I give 2 flying Fs what they think about anything? And then I stopped. All of a sudden, I didn't need Abercrombie clothes anymore. I didn't need anything else. If I saw a cool shirt at Meijer, guess what? I bought the cool shirt because I liked the way it looked. I didn't care where it was from. But that was still at the dawn of the cell phone internet age where you're talking about, you know, we still had dial-up. I don't know that, you know what I mean? Like, even into the early 2000s where smartphones, you couldn't take pictures of everything. There was no Instagram to post everything. I think it's different. Now that you have TikTok and all this stupid stuff where, and again, you're the queen of TikTok, but how long do TikTok trends last? About a week before you're on to something else? But these kids put so much effort into that trend that asks a week, and this we're going through now, to impress people that most likely you're not going to speak to again after another 6 to 8 months.
Isn't that awakening great when you realize?
When you realize it, it's awesome.
All of them. Because I was already looked down on because I was a metalhead and a breakdancer, and I didn't give a damn. It's like, whatever, man.
It is funny how much that decreases once you graduate. And like, I remember my first quarter at Ohio State, and there were so many different people there that weren't your middle to upper middle class private Catholic school kids that I was around constantly. it's just, and you're like, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what I'm doing.
Well,
like, everybody's into their own life.
For most people, once you graduate high school, you don't see 98% of those people ever again unless you go to a class reunion.
Right.
You know, so what difference does it make? Now, this is a great text from Will Vickery. It says, thankfully, my wife and I went to a very rural school, small town school, like ride your tractor to school day small. If anything, it was just name brand work boots. That's it.
Hey, I like that.
That's excellent.
Yeah, don't be trying to come in here with your knockoff Carhartts.
But again, remember when like Carhartts were dirt cheap, and Champion was something you made fun of your dad for wearing, and now a Champion hoodie is $50.
A Carhartt
and a
hoodie
Carhartt
is 90.
Exactly.
I don't remember Eastland boots.
I remember the
Chuck
Eastland.
said Guess jeans and Eastland boots.
Oh, dude, Eastland was
I
like my
remember
last
Eastland.
couple of years at elementary. The Eastland
Eastland
boots.
boots.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's a '90s thing.
Okay.
That's an early '90s thing.
All right. Sweet D said,
Look at the first
Swatch
one.
Watch and Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you
I
remember
do.
those.
Yeah. Swatch Watch and Cabbage Patch Kids.
On our Facebook wall, Evelyn says designer jeans were all the rage in the early '80s. I knew we were poor and didn't even bother to ask for them.
Yep. Jordache and Guess.
Jamie said never felt the need to fit in. Who feels that kind of pressure? Dina said don't remember the name brand, but that Christmas was glorious when she got the old school boombox that had the speakers with the cassette deck in the middle of it that had the handle that you could carry around.
Oh, yeah.
She's got one of those. And then starter jackets, Jordans, you know, all the huge.
Yeah. What's that? I don't remember. Melissa said a Gigapet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gigapet.
They're like little.
Was it a knockoff Tamagotchi?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Same principle. KMFDM Ultra shirts. I don't know what that is. Should I? But thanks for providing the link.
Say it again. What was it? Did you say KMFDM?
Yeah.
That's a band.
They said Ultra shirts. I don't know what the deal was, but that's what's on our Facebook wall. Oh, it is a band. Why did I think? Okay.
Yeah. Great song, Dogma.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a line of clothing.
Let's see. Amanda said, my husband grew up only having what they needed. Wait, you guys read that. Never mind. Ha! I caught myself. I don't have to put anything in the jar.
Tara said class of 2009, it was all about the Ugg boots. You were talking about, you spent money on the Uggs.
So we got William, said Lucky, the Lucky brand. Don't forget that. Another person texted in Abercrombie and Fitch. That was huge, which you said, Lewis. And Josh said everyone had to have Ed Hardy.
Ryan, I agree. Ryan from Lancaster went to Catholic school. So did I. So we had uniforms for the most part. But the thing you could compare was shoes, which I think is why the first thing I said was Jordans. Because I never had to worry about, I always had blue khakis, tan khakis, white shirt, blue shirt, like that was it. But our shoes.
You can only judge you on your shoes.
You can only judge on your shoes.
Some things I've never heard of. Esprit boots. How'd you say?
Aeropostale?
Aeropostale.
Pisting the thick trying to pronounce all these names is like gold, and I feel bad that Pantera was on the radio while it was all going down.
LA Lights tennis shoes.
You guys, do you remember this was so huge when I was growing up? Benetton in the mall. These were the most expensive shirts, sweatshirts, clothing, and they were like, if you wanted to get a Benetton shirt or a sweatshirt, it better say Benetton in giant letters across it so everybody knows.
I just did not live in that world, man.
Angie,
oh my gosh.
Angie said, I finally thought I arrived when I got my one fleece shirt from Old Navy's sophomore year. There you go.
I love this from Matt.
I do too. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When he was in high school, he said they had the money, but his mom would never buy him name brand things. And she always got him things that she thought he would like, but he would get teased for them until he started being really good at football. And then all of a sudden, nobody cared what he wore. How about that?
That's awesome.
Yep.
And this one is, I remember finally being able to purchase my first Abercrombie and Fitch shirt in 8th grade. I could afford to do it because it was on sale, but it was the same exact shirt with different colors. I got made fun of for wearing them because they were too close together and only being able to afford the clearance clothes. Now I'm a grown adult and I will not pay full price for anything. I get a thrill finding things on clearance, and the majority of my wardrobe comes from Walmart and proudly comes from Walmart. There you go.
All right. I know there's people listening that can relate, but you don't know what it's like to be made fun of until you walk in wearing husky jeans.
Oh, yeah, husky. That just screams fat kid.
Well, and I was one.
Husky. What was the other one? There was a Husky and there was another brand. What was the other?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was Husky was the polite way to say fat ass.
Yeah, exactly. There's your fat jeans. Parachute pants, somebody said. Yeah, I did have those. I was a breakdancer. I had to have parachute pants.